Quite unusual. I started being asked about UFOs.
What on earth is going on? Hello and welcome back. Things are getting really strange here in 2026. My name is Ginger. I'm your host. I'm an experiencer, and I've also seen four beings myself, as well as multiple crafts throughout my life. So, all right, let's get right to it. So here we have Hillary. She's being asked questions at her deposition for the Epstein files. And I found something very odd here when they asked her specifically, not only about UFOs or UAPs, but Gilgamesh. Take a look.
Okay, and on the topic of transparency, Secretary, were you ever denied access, or did you ever inquire on the topic of UAP or Gilgamesh in your official or personal topic of UAP or Gilgamesh in Gilgamesh? Did you ever inquire on the topic of UAP or Gilgamesh in your official or personal capacity, and why?
I was never denied access because I never asked for access.
In the efforts of having a transparent government and restoring faith within our country, do you believe that the American people deserve access to those topics?
I do. Subject to any national security implications, I think the information should be made available. I think that's been ordered, or at least I read that it had been ordered.
So why Gilgamesh? What is so important about him and his story? And why might it connect to Hillary, UAPs, and the Middle East? To explore that question, we have to start at the very beginning. Gilgamesh. The Epic of Gilgamesh is one of the oldest known stories in human history, written in cuneiform on clay tablets in ancient Mesopotamia, known as modern Iraq, around 2000 to 1200 BCE. It tells the story of Gilgamesh, a powerful king who goes on epic adventures and searches for the secret of immortality after the death of his friend Enkidu. Some UFO researchers link the story to the ancient astronaut theory, suggesting the gods described in the tablets might actually have been advanced beings or extraterrestrials interacting with early civilizations. The mystery deepened in 2003 when a German-led archaeological survey announced evidence of what may be the long-lost city of Uruk along the Euphrates River.
In 2003, a German-led archaeological expedition in Iraq reported something that completely shocked the Western world. Jörg Fassbinder, the lead archaeologist, reported that they had discovered a mysterious building located just outside the city, in the middle of the former Euphrates River. The location of the building matched up to a story written thousands of years ago on Sumerian clay tablets. Fassbinder gave an interview with the BBC stating that he believed they had discovered the Tomb of Gilgamesh, a Sumerian king from nearly 5,000 years ago. The archaeologists had found garden structures and ancient houses, exactly as described in the epic. By 2005, the lack of security in Iraq led Fassbinder to believe it was no longer safe to continue excavating. He left the potential tomb buried before shortly leaving the country, and 20 years later, it's still there.
So what does this have to do with Hillary Clinton? As you can see here, she did go in 2003 to Iraq during that time. She went to Baghdad, and that happens to be pretty close where they possibly could have found this archaeological site and possibly the Tomb of Gilgamesh. So what makes Gilgamesh so special? Well, in the Epic of Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh is described as a powerful ruler who was not fully human. The ancient tablets say he was 2/3 divine and 1/3 mortal, the son of the goddess Ninsun and the mortal king Lugalbanda. Because of this mixed nature, he was said to possess extraordinary strength, intelligence, and endurance far beyond ordinary humans, whose partially divine nature drives his legendary quest to uncover the secret of eternal life. That seems to connect very well of him possibly being a hybrid. So why is the government asking about Gilgamesh? Well, there might be some religious ties here. So in this article that I found, a federal court in the US has verified that a rare ancient artifact known as Gilgamesh's Dream Tablet was legally seized by authorities. The 3,500-year-old tablet from what is now Iraq bears text from the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the world's oldest works of literature. Officials say it was illegally imported before being purchased by the Christian-owned brand Hobby Lobby. So Hobby Lobby is the world's largest privately owned arts and crafts retailer, operating over 1,000 stores across 48 U.S. states. Founded in 1972 by David Green, it is a family-owned business known for its strong Christian values, closing on Sundays and selling a vast range of crafts, home decor, and seasonal items. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, what would Hobby Lobby want with this tablet that they illegally smuggled into the country and purchased? What is it that is so important about Gilgamesh, and why would a Christian-owned business corporation want with this tablet? Does Gilgamesh in any way relate to the Bible? Yes. Some alternative history and UFO theories link Gilgamesh to the Nephilim mentioned in the Bible, suggesting both stories describe ancient hybrid beings born from unions between humans and powerful gods. And these speculative ideas, the legendary king from the Epic of Gilgamesh, could represent one of these ancient hybrid rulers whose knowledge of immortality, advanced technology, or lost wisdom was recorded in early Sumerian civilization. Some conspiracy narratives claim powerful religious and political groups, including evangelical figures connected to government power, might be interested in archaeological discoveries in places like Iraq and Iran, believing ancient sites could hold hidden knowledge tied to biblical history or advanced civilizations. These ideas sometimes appear alongside discussions about conflicts in the region, including policies during the presidency of Donald Trump. That's the questions we have to ask, and now you have Hillary being asked about the Gilgamesh issue. Well, I did some more research on this Gilgamesh stuff, and it seems that there is something else going around, something else being studied, and it is called the Gilgamesh Project, and it's basically a bunch of scientists and possibly elites working with AI to find immortality. Is that what our politicians, Congress, government, secret agents, and federal agents looking for? Is that what they're all trying to find out? Is that what they believe they're going to find through the tomb discovery of Gilgamesh, and why it's being possibly kept from the public? So what did they find when they opened up that tomb? What did they find in Iraq? Well, I came across this image here on Reddit. They say it's a leaked image or leaked images of what possibly could have been found in Iraq, so take it with a grain of salt. But this is supposedly Gilgamesh himself, and perfectly preserved, as you can see. Not even an age spot on his skin. How is that possible? Did he find immortality? Was he a being that could be immortalized in some way through some ancient alien technology? What is it that we really don't know, and why did they just suddenly stop this excavation? Why is it that we haven't heard anything else about it? That German archaeologist found this. Why didn't anything come of it? Why didn't we see anything more? Wouldn't that be one of the greatest discoveries to ever hit? And yet, all we have is this. So you guys tell me what you think. Is this Gilgamesh? And look at him. I think it's pretty almost accurate as to how I believe he would have looked. And also the eyes seem quite large. They have a very odd, hybrid-like appearance. Something very similar to what I've witnessed. And yet he's also human. So, very fascinating. You guys tell me down in the comments below. What do you believe? And do you think Hillary Clinton went to Iraq in 2003 so that she could actually investigate this for the military? Anyway, thank you for watching and subscribe.
Were you ever denied access, or did you ever inquire on the topic of UAP or Gilgamesh in your official or personal capacity, and why?
I was never denied access because I never asked for access.
Okay. In the efforts of having a transparent government and restoring faith within our country, do you believe that the American people deserve access to those topics?
I do. Subject to any national security implications, I think the information should be made available. I think that's been ordered, or at least I read that it had been ordered.
While I have you here, I just have to ask. So when your husband was president, it was Lawrence Rockefeller had an effort to try to disclose UFOs, UAPs. When you were running for president, John Podesta publicly stated that you would disclose these files if given the chance, if you had been president. Are you pleased to see that these files may be disclosed finally?
I am pleased. As I say, I think they have to be carefully scrutinized so that no national security information is disclosed. But this is an issue of real importance to so many people, and I think whatever can be disclosed should be disclosed.
Was there a program that specifically that was referencing that you were aware of?
I was not, as you mentioned, John Podesta, who was one of my advisors, was deeply interested in the issue, and if I had been elected, I certainly would have listened to his advice.
Well, thank you for your indulgence on that.
This is sort of like off subject, but didn't you all require in the latest defense authorization that the UFO information has
ripped
to
it
be?
out.
What?
They ripped it out. They killed it.
Oh, I thought
was-
that had gone through.
That was my
No.
amendment, and it got ripped out.
Oh, okay, well, you've just, I didn't know that, so thank you for enlightening me, okay.
Yeah, they've been killing it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've been killing it.
I didn't know that.